What's up, guys? So super pumped about this training. I actually saw a question inside of my Facebook group yesterday and going glasses today because I don't feel like putting contacts in. So we're going to talk about how we're using NLP, and more specifically a form of NLP technique called chunking, to be able to handle any objection that you get. And I saw this, what inspired me to make this video today was because I saw a question in my Facebook group that said, I actually wrote all this down here, which, side note, if you guys don't know how to prep for camera and you don't know how to make sure that you are clean and sharp in your presentation on film, I actually hired somebody to help me with dealing with all of this. You guys don't follow Confidence on Camera on Facebook, Abby Walla, David Storch, they have a great program for that. So I write all this, do my bullet points, all that stuff. Anyway, the question that was asked was, what do you think of me paying you after a 30-day trial when we see results? So when I saw this objection inside of the Facebook group, somebody asked for help on it. This is my free Facebook group. So we do a lot more interaction with the paid groups, my mentorship, The Art of Sales, where my team and I work alongside you to be able to help you through all your sales objections and traffic struggles. But anyway, so this specific objection is what we're gonna go over today, and how we use a form of NLP called chunking to completely overcome this and any objection. So this is a great example of it. So I'm gonna show you exactly what we do to handle that. So first of all, you need to understand what this is in NLP. So you might even find yourself doing this on a regular basis, but when it comes to chunking, this is us generalizing a specific thought that somebody has. So this way it makes it easier to grasp. Okay, and then when something's easier to grasp, people are more willing to listen, they're more receptive, okay? It's our small brain thinking, our logic brain thinking. It makes us feel safe because it's easy to grasp. And then from there, we do something, so that's referred to as chunking up, is when we generalize something, okay? Make it easy to grasp, really easy to understand. When we chunk down is when we try to come in and use logic to be able to break down that generalization, right? Or that judgment, if you will, whatever that is. So chunking down is us breaking that generalization down, okay? And then we're gonna go over a form of something called chunking laterally, okay? Which this is a form of using analogies, which is like therapeutic metaphors for people because they can better relate to something that you can easily sympathize or empathize with. So it's easy to get them in your shoes or vice versa, okay? So we're gonna go over chunking up, chunking down, and chunking laterally. Okay, so this is generalizing, using specifics, and then using analogies, all right? So this training, guys, is another super in-depth NLP training, but a lot of the time when people see like my live closes, or they see me using specific lines that I put in Facebook statuses, or you see me on YouTube doing other videos, here's the thing, like you can easily copy what I do, but you'll never be able to duplicate it because you don't know why I do it. So this is a video, actually it's not even gonna be a very long video or as in-depth as we go into in my mentorship programs, in The Art of Sales or any of my higher level mentorship stuff. But this is gonna give you some insight on what we actually do when we do something, like the why to the what. So I'm going to repeat this again. I don't want to write the whole thing on the board because my markers are clearly not that good. I need to go get some new markers. But the objection again was, what do you think of me paying you after a 30-day trial when we see results? Okay? This is the objection we're handling today. By the way, if you guys love this video, you're watching on YouTube, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, tag a friend, share the video. If you're watching this on Facebook, go ahead and heart the video, help us expand the reach, drop a comment on what you think about the information, and let us know where you're watching from. It'll help us expand the reach. I do these free trainings, and all I ask is you guys help me expand the reach so we can help more people. Simple as that. So don't be selfish. So anyway, the objection one more time before we go into handling it. I'm gonna draw the graph out so you can see exactly how we do this. The objection is, what do you think of me paying you after a 30-day trial when we see results? Okay, this question came from Anil Ali, okay? So Anil Ali wrote this on here, and here's how this works exactly. So number one, the first thing we need to do with the objection is generalize it. Okay, we need to take that objection And we need to make it easy to grasp, easy to understand, because right now it's just a thought, okay? Right now they're just thinking of like, well, is there any way I could get this cheaper? Is there any way that like I could mitigate the risk, or I could eliminate the risk altogether, okay? So what we want to do is make sure that we could make that simple and help them understand their own thought. That's what expert communicators do. We help people better understand their own thought, the same way a therapist does, okay? And if you guys are wondering, like, how much are you worth, okay? Yeah, Eli knows it, Sleight of Mouth, all right? So if you guys not have read the book Sleight of Mouth, it is an absolutely outstanding NLP book, and it has helped me so much better contextualize what we do. And the thing is, it's not enough, guys, to read a book. You need to understand how you can apply the concepts to your everyday life. Sleight of Mouth was not written for digital marketers. It was not written for car salesmen. It was not written for another industry. It was written for the basis of neuro-linguistic programming, okay? You have to be the person to be able to apply that into what you do, which is why I do these trainings and how you can apply it into your specific sales game, okay? And in this case, I work with agency owners, right, to help them develop a more effective sales system and world-class sales teams. So, and by the way, if you guys don't follow Eli Wild, who, if you're watching this on Facebook Live, go ahead and check him out in the comments. Dude's super smart in the sales. Definitely go follow him. So we're going to get into how we can first generalize this objection. I'm going to say it one more time, and then you guys can go back and rewatch the video to know what the objection is. So the objection is, what do you think of me paying you 30 days after we do a 30-day trial to make sure we see results? So the first thing we want to do is generalize this. So we're going to generalize this by, okay, I'm going to use a different marker. We're going to generalize this by performance, okay? So if you're listening to them, what they're worried about is the performance of the campaign, okay? Performance, if I can spell that. So this is us generalizing what they said, okay? So this objection came out of my Facebook group from somebody asking a question. So if you guys want me to, if you want to be randomly picked one day for me to answer something for you on a live video on YouTube or my Facebook Lives or Instagram or LinkedIn, then join my Facebook group, okay? If you're watching this on YouTube, links are going to be in the description. If you're watching this on my Facebook group and you want to be mentored by myself and alongside my team, there's a link above to book a call with us, and we'll audit your agency first. So we want to generalize that objection to performance. Okay, so they're afraid that they're going to lose their money. They're afraid that what you're going to do isn't going to work. They're afraid that you're just some other agency or some other service-based company that's trying to come in and you're going to be testing your theories with their money. Okay, that's what they're afraid of. Because nowadays, you know, there's a lot of people teaching how to do a lot of different things. Okay, so we want to be able to generalize that to performance. This makes something easy to understand. Okay, because right now they have so many different fears. When you think of performance, they're going to have a lot of different fears, okay? We want to be able to separate them from the fear, okay, and help them focus on the problem, so this way we can side with them and to be able to find the solution together. When you separate somebody from their fear, which we're not going to get into that in NLP right now, but when you separate someone from their fear and you're able to be hard on the problem and soft with people, and you build that immediate chemistry because now they know they're on your side, okay? So that's part of why you want to be able to do that. Anyway, so we've generalized this now to performance, okay? So this is our generalization, and this is us. Where can I write this? I'm going to write this right here. This is us chunking up, okay? So this is chunking up, okay? This is us taking a thought, a concept, a belief, something along those lines. What's up, Christine, Carlos, everybody watching live? So chunking up is us taking a theory, belief, idea, statement, and being able to condense it, generalize it, take that judgment and put it into like 1 or 3 words, something very short, very small, something easy to grasp that our small thinking brain, the gator brain, the one that makes the logical decisions, is able to relate to and not be afraid of. Because if you're afraid of something, you fear something, it's fight or flight. You're either going to go against it and try to fight it, or you're going to run. So that's whenever the customer says no. You guys have heard the saying, a confused buyer always says no. That's the why behind the saying. So anyway, this is chunking up. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to chunk down. okay? So chunking down is going to allow you to be able to now create specifics, okay, that are going to be around this, that help them be able to logically start to understand what's happening, getting specifics, okay? So I'm going to give you guys 3, and what you can say to handle the objection of, well, what do you think of me paying you in 30 days after a trial when we see results, okay? So I'm going to show you 3 things that you could say here. Number 1, and you know what? These are actually kind of long, so if you guys need to go back and replay this video, you could write them down, because I'm not going to write the whole thing down. As you can see, like, I need new markers, so we're not going to do that. But I'm going to give you 3 different ones. So number 1, if somebody says to you, what do you think about me paying you after a 30-day trial when we see results? Okay? So most people will just say, no thanks, which you can get to a point if you do that, but for the sake of this training and explaining chunking so you could then apply it into your own scenarios, we're actually going to overcome this using this technique. So number 1, you can say, so when you say results, what does that look like? Because what we're trying to do is define it. Because if we want to understand performance from a specific standpoint, we need to completely understand their thought and help them understand what they say. Because usually when people say results, like, that's so vague, they don't even know what that metric looks like. They don't even know what metrics to look for, and they don't really even typically know their own business. If you're talking to a small business owner, like, they don't even understand what a good result looks like. They don't understand lifetime value usually. They don't understand the benefits of collecting leads. They don't understand how to maximize every lead that comes in, how to maximize every sale. They don't understand value ladders. They don't understand any of that, okay, typically. So when it comes down to it, you want to make sure that you could help them better understand their own thought, idea, belief, or statement, which is what we've generalized to performance. So we're going to ask them, like, okay, well, what does the result look like? So this way they can answer that. Number 2, you would come along and say, how have campaigns performed in the past for you? Using a similar approach. And you're going to notice I'm using the how word. And the reason why is how, and we've already done a training on this, guys, if you've seen any of my videos in the past, but how is going to open up a solution-based frame, feedback outcome-based frame, versus you challenging their thought process, saying what or why. Because if you challenge somebody, they immediately get defensive, they go back to the fight or flight brain, and then you are now losing the fan that you're trying to create. So if you want to create a fan, somebody that's on your side, somebody that you can be on the same side with to find a solution and to move them away from their fears, then you need to make sure that you can relate with them. And then not challenge their thinking, help raise their level of thinking, okay? That's why we use how questions. So, next how question. How often do you allow your clients or customers to redeem this type of offer each month with your business or with you? Okay? So what this is going to allow them to do is to raise their level of thinking. They're going to have to tell you, like, well, we don't offer that. And you say, okay, why? Like, how? You don't offer that? Like, is that something you stopped offering? Is that something you never offered? Like, what do we need? Why aren't you offering that? And if you're really genuine, now you can start moving into the whys and the whats after the how, because you've already raised their level of thinking. It's because now you're able to challenge their thinking. But you need to do it in order. You can't immediately challenge them. You got to use softening statements and softening questions. So what this is going to do is allow them to be able to tell you out loud, well, it wouldn't make any, like, we don't do that, okay? Because now you're breaking down specifics. So now that you have specifics from chunking down, we're going to take the next step, okay? And any great salesperson knows that analogies close because people can relate with them. It's something they understand, they feel comfortable and familiar with. So in the form of NLP, this is referred to as chunking laterally. Okay? This is using analogies. Okay? So when you're able to use analogies, it makes it easier for them to be able to understand what you're saying. Okay? Because they can relate to it. All right? So people trust people because they're like them. okay? So if you have similar based thinking, it allows people to immediately have that rapport with you. So an analogy of this would be something along the lines of, okay, so you don't do this for your business. This is what we see as results. Like, you already know you don't do this. Dude, you gotta understand this, man. That's like me walking, and hear me out, that's like me walking into an Apple store and then demanding, and I like to use the word demanding because it is a little bit more exaggerated and dramatic, which helps for the scenario. But dude, that's like me walking into an Apple store and demanding that they give me the Mac Pro for 30 days and I should not have to pay for it, but if I like it, I will come back and allow you to charge my card. What do you say? And I like to smile and put my hand out there. If you're in person, you can do that. If you're on the computer, obviously you can't do that. You can't do that. But it adds to the dramatic effect. It'd be like, what do you say, man? Put it there. We have a deal? And they'll laugh and be like, okay, I get it. I get it, all right? So it's gonna help defuse that situation. So anyway, that's how you can go about using an analogy to be able to help them like see that comparison, okay, and how silly it is. All right, so the goal here, again, so we'll go through this one more time just so in case you just joined in late or whatever. So as we go through this, dealing with objections using chunking is first generalizing their statement or objection. So this way it's an easy to grasp concept, which in this case was performance. Chunking down to go over specifics within that generalization. So this way they could better understand their own thought, idea, belief, or statement. And then using analogies to be able to create these therapeutic metaphors that allow people to easily relate to you and understand you, okay? And want to do business with you because you make sense, okay? You're easy to understand, all right? So anyway, just so you know, guys, I'll circle these. This is step 1. This is step 2. This is step 3. Okay? When you guys learn how to do this effectively, you'll start hearing things differently. All right? And we'll go over some other trainings in the future that have to deal with different forms of objection handling and using different NLP techniques. But I want you guys to be able to really rewatch this video and see how you can apply chunking into your process and do it consciously. All right? Because I'm sure a lot of you guys are already doing this subconsciously and just accidentally, but you cannot duplicate accidents, okay? You cannot duplicate randomness, all right? But you can duplicate what you know, what you're consciously doing, okay? So make sure that while you watch this video, check out the steps. I really hope this was helpful. If you're watching this on YouTube, again, share it with somebody that you feel like would benefit from being able to use this technique. I put a bunch of links in the description on YouTube, guys, so this way underneath the video, you guys can check that out, join some other resources, or even book a call with my team to be able to help you with your traffic or your sales problems, or if you want to build a sales team, we got your back. And then also, if you're watching this on Facebook, the link above will shoot you right over to my team, so you can talk to us to see how we can help you. We'll audit your agency first, and see what we can do to help you out there, see if it's a good fit or where you specifically need to start. So really appreciate you guys. Share some love, like the video again, share it so it expands the reach. I do these free trainings because I want to help people. All I ask from you is to like the video and help us expand the reach. If you don't, I will stop doing these free trainings because if you don't appreciate it, there's no point in me doing them. So anyway, appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.